How's it going, traders? TJ back with another video reacting to Hannah Forex, 186k subscribers. She uploaded 2 days ago, Life and Trading Q&A, podcast, mentors, finding balance. Want to hear what she's saying? She hasn't uploaded in a month and we react to her quite a bit. I believe that she is a legitimate trader. In her videos she shows FX books, and yeah, she's just done a lot for the YouTube community and trading community, so let's check it out.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's me with new hair. I thought I would get new hair for the second half of this year. So yeah, got some new hair. I got a frame.
I'm liking that new hair.
Anyways, on my Instagram, I asked you guys to ask me some questions so that I can answer them. Alright, this first question is, how do I deal with impatience? Fun fact, if I was to kind of name a bad trait of mine, is that I do actually get quite impatient. I don't know if I would label myself an impatient person, but I have moments where I'm extremely impatient. Moments of impatience is just knowing to stick to the process and the journey and to take a step out and see the bigger vision of why having patience is important. It's all about my self-talk at that point. If I know that I'm rushing into something, I've got to be aware enough to actually hold on Hannah, what's this going to do for you if I rush into something, if I allow my impatience to come into my trading? So
I tell you what, patience is one of the keyest things in life with anything, you know.
It really does start with just that self-talk and self-awareness, to just recognize moments of impatience, understand what good does that do for you, what good does that do for your trading account, your bank account, what does that do for your peace, and yeah, being able to just coach yourself out of that and self-regulate out of the impatient moments you're going through. Next question. How did you know you were ready for a funded account? Did I just feel like pushing myself? No, it was definitely backed by consistent.
She's funded. theforexfunder.com. Check him out.
Data. Like, I've proved it to myself over my back testing. I don't even want to say like many years or months, right? It was literally just like a few months, at least a quarter, 2 to 3 months or whatever, of just knowing that what I'm trading, the plan, the system, the rules that I was trading was profitable. Bear in mind, I failed my first one, but I just kept going because I knew at the end of the day that my system had an edge and that it was profitable. And now something to point in mind is that I'm actually a very risky person. Like, when I compare myself to, let's say, other people, other personalities and personality types, I'm a lot more riskier. And I think that stems from me being very curious and also very stubborn. So, for example, if you tell me not to do something, I'm going to question why I can't do it, and probably go do it anyways because you told me not to do it. But in a good way, I'm more likely to thrive in business where there's uncertainty, or there's lots of, you know, stepping stones and decisions and pitchforks in the road, because I'm kind of just like, we'll just try it and let's go see. Obviously, everything is kind of calculated risk, but I'm definitely not like afraid of risk. So I'm not afraid to kind of like fall on my face as such compared to other people, and that's just something I've noticed. Knowing when I'm ready is just knowing that my trading plan is consistently profitable over X amount of time, that is back tested, that I've been trading live, and at some point you just got to go for it, whether you want to try a demo or go hard or go home, in terms of just trying out an account and really realizing for yourself if you've got it or not. But if you don't even have a trading plan and you're not even consistent on that for at least a quarter, then probably the lesson that you're gonna get from trying a funded challenge is that you're not ready.
By the way, it's okay to fail these challenges. Like, I failed hundreds, and it's like whatever you can afford. But what I would say is, if you do get funded, you don't trade how you're trying to pass. You trade like, you know, £100, a lot of money. Boom, you take that. Even if it's on a 100k account, 400k account, you use the smallest risk, 0.05% risk of the account. Because mate, in the end of the day, you know, you're gonna make money, and then you're gonna be profitable. And you could have one setup that you go, yeah, I'm going to use the 1% today. But it's just, trading's so difficult. Like, listening to people talk about trading, everyone has the same opinion. Everyone has the same journey. Like, it's massive.
So definitely you want to be ready beforehand. All right, did I have any mentors? How important were they to you? Did I take any trading courses? Yep, I've taken 2 trading courses in my entire life in terms of like paid community. First mentor honestly had the most impact on my entire life and my trading journey in terms of just mindset, finance, like everything, mental games, psychology, abundance. It kind of kickstarted that whole self-growth journey, just being in a community like that and being able to express myself creatively, because bear in mind that was like also the start of my trading journey and that was my first community. So it was just like nothing I've ever really experienced before, especially in the household that I grew up in. I had to really hold on to a vision, a purpose, etc., etc. And being in that space with a mentor like that allowed me to go figure it out on myself, like, you know, outside of the community. And I really just kept that going, and even till now there's a lot of like the language and terminology that I still use, all thanks to, you know, my first community and my first mentor. When you're alone, it's just you, but when you have mentors or people around you, first of all, you're held accountable, second of all, you're getting opinions from other people, and they're going to be able to call you out if you're not, you know, let's say pushing yourself or succeeding or doing the things that you said you would do. And as well as that, it's like when you're first starting out in your trading journey, it's like, why you got to reinvent the wheel? Like, why don't you just accelerate your learning and your growth to people who've already done it and kind of use that system to then learn the market, become profitable, and then kind of refine it on how, you know, risky you are or how you see patterns, if you're quite a visual person or if you really like data, and you'll figure all that out. But it's like you've already got that one up accelerated growth because, you know, you got a mentor to kind of guide you through the ropes, and you don't have to kind of reinvent the wheel. All right, we are switching up the angle a little bit. Looks like you travel a lot. How do I balance traveling and trading? Well, you know what's funny? I think this year is the least
She does travel a lot.
amount I've traveled, even though it does look like I've been traveling a lot. I think it was literally like last year I was traveling like nearly every other week. I definitely went to a different country nearly every month at some point, and then I would travel like away from London, like quite long, like road trips or something. First of all, I love traveling. It did get to a point when I opened Life Club, my community, where I actually had to make like a conscious decision that I need to like be in one place at one time, especially being able to just manage and hold everyone's energy as well, and the
Sometimes you just have to just lock the fucking
community culture.
Can't lie.
But then it was funny because I had like a lot of trips planned for 2023 that I had planned like 2022, but I've been weaning off traveling just a little bit. It's funny because maybe at the time that you're watching this, I'll actually be in LA, and how I manage everything is, again, I just live as if it is not one thing over here and then another thing over there. It's just life is both traveling, trading, family. It's just is one thing. And there's moments when obviously I'm going to be traveling, but I have my non-negotiables because it's kind of like it's who I am. Like, of course I'm going to check in on my team. Of course I'm going to check the markets. Of course I'm going to go like do a quick forecast. Like, of course I'm going to check my emails to see if there's anything outstanding. Now, obviously I may not be doing crazy things like building a business plan or like having to schedule a meeting with my accountant or checking over like PAYE or whatever it is, right? It's like I'll do the non-negotiables because it's just who I am. It's just part of my day. It's just part of my routine. It's like not a big deal to me.
Routine is
key. But yes, definitely traveling takes it out of me. At the moment, am I getting old? Am I aging? I don't know, but yeah, I'm consciously just trying to lower a little bit on the traveling, just because I feel very stimulated, and I think that's just having a little bit of a knock-on effect. Now, I got a lot of questions to do with Words of Wisdom podcast. Someone said I might open to going on his podcast. He'd love to see me there. Here's what I think about like being on interviews and podcasts, and I've been asked to on literally every single big podcast or show that you can think of in the trading space, not just the Forex space, the trading and investing space. I've had Netflix reach out to me. I've had BBC, Sky, Wall Street Journal. And look, I'm going to say this once, and this is just how I feel in terms of where I'm at right now, in terms of my journey, and especially my mindset, which is something I really try to protect. And I think there's going to be a lot of missing context because I'm leaving my past out of the story and the context and how I grew up. And all I can really say right now is that I'm honestly terrified to grow, like, you know, like if you had a chart and it just impulses and explodes. And I'm talking about like feedback and people and audience and all of this stuff. Like, I can't even keep up right now, and I don't even post. Like, I feel like it's difficult to build a connection and stuff like that. And I do what I can now.
You got to take the jump. Just, if it's, you know, intimidating, scary, if that's happening, you got to jump, because it's only going to evolve you as an individual. So everyone's human. We all have these self-doubts and everything like that, but you can do it 100%.
Organically, just based off telling my story and posting when I can. And I know, like, it blows people's minds when I've kind of told them, and they're like, but you're gonna like grow like your following and like your audience, and like it's gonna be so good, and like you might get more sponsorship deals. And I'm just literally like, I really don't want that. I really don't want that. But yeah, I think definitely when the time comes, which is not far, it's not like I'm saying in 10 years time, it's not far at all, then I'm definitely gonna be on every outlet. I'm gonna be in your face, you can't get rid of me. But just not right now. Like, I'm in the midst of a lot of things, and yeah, it takes a lot of mental energy to have to, just cope with an aftermath of going on, let's say, I don't know, a Netflix series or like this and that. All right, it is the next day. Outfit change. Anna says, when am I going to open the Life Club doors again? Never.
Mate, what is this Life Club? Get me involved.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't really think about it, to be honest. I've always kind of imagined Life Club, like the main Life Club, to actually be a very intimate type group. I've had thoughts to create something like a trade club or a study club, where it's a lot more open. But Life Club in itself, you know, I do not want like a lot of people in that in general. But again, I change my mind very quickly sometimes, so we'll see when it opens. I'll let you know. Can you explain the fib concept you use? Yep, we'll go into a screen recording right now and I'll show you exactly how I use it. If I just open up this fib, you can see that the levels that I keep on are the 6.2, 7.05 and 7.9 level. And this is kind of just how I design it or whatever. Now, sometimes fair value gaps, there's multiple fair value gaps. For example, there'll be a fair value gap and then a fair value gap. Always the question that was like, oh, which one should I take? Or what if it's a really big fair value gap? Like, which one do I take? Now, that's why I personally just really like to stack OTEs and get involved where an OTE is stacked over the fair value gap. So you can see that this one is stacked within the fair value gap, whereas these two levels, they're not. Doesn't mean that you can't take them, but personally, that I've just found that this is how I like to take my trade. And you can see how price just wicks us in, and now price is just coming off. Schematically, what this looks like, right, is the moment we get our break. So let's say that this over here is our break. I'll measure between this high up here and then when it starts to retrace out, basically this low down here. So I'll grab my fib tool from this to this, and let's say that the fair value gap was like this. I'll take my entry.
Right, it's quite a good explanation.
Choose how you want to set your stop loss. Now let's say that the fair value gap was more up here, then I'll be more inclined to take this entry. Let's say that the fair value covers both of these
before it breaks instead of after
break.
break.
Take the lower one as well. So that's just how I kind of use it. What should I focus on to get profitability from the stage of break even? So if you're doing the break even dance, there's a bunch of things you can look at. And that is, first of all, your trading plan. Is your trading plan profitable? Have you seen it do well over a period of time? Set data, whatever that's backtesting, forward testing, demo trading, live trading, whatever it is. Because then once you have the data, you can actually go back, journal over those trades and see what's happening there. Is it the fact that every trade you're taking is like a 1-to-1 ratio? Is it because you're taking it at poor areas? Is it because you just don't even journal, so you don't even, there's no process to when you're trading, so that you can't even go back and refine and figure, how can I actually improve? Because that's really the first thing, is being able to go back to something and be like, okay, how can I improve? And you do that by your ASR, your trade journals, and your forecast. So definitely look over that, because then you'll notice and pick up patterns such as, oh, every trade I'm taking is completely against the H1 or the H4 or the daily bias. Or you'll notice things like, oh, every trade that I'm taking is in like the middle of nowhere, like it's in a nothing area. It's not in a AOI, a POI, it hasn't swept any liquidity, you're just taking it out of nothing. But in order to do that, you've got to have screenshots of your previous trades, or go back to all the trades you've taken in the past week or two, or however long, and just go over it. And from then on, you'll be able to then refine this plan to then move forward. All right, that comes to the end of this Q&A. I hope
very good video.
Learned something new about trading, about myself, about the way I think.
Make sure to check Hannah out. I mean, she did some great back testing there. Make sure to subscribe to her and obviously check out all of her stuff. I want to see more videos of her trading prop firms, because she talked about it in the video. Back it up. I want to see the funded account. I want to see withdrawals. Hopefully she starts getting back into YouTube and stops traveling too much. But yeah, great video. We're going to leave a like on that. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.